I hate this game and everything about it, but at the same time I can't stop playing it. It's the kind of game that kind of makes you question not just your skill, but your entire relationship with patience, self-control, and gravity. This is Vaulting Over It, a game that looked innocent enough when I first saw it sitting quietly on Steam. A tiny little physics-based climbing game with a demo. I thought sure, this will be a fun way to kill 15 minutes. 2 hours later, I'm sitting in silence, holding my mouse, like it's the last piece of sanity I own. It's a simple premise. You have a branch, and you climb. That's it. No double jump, no jetpack, no checkpoint. Just you, your branch, and the dream that you're slowly watching die in real time. The branch, by the way, it's both flimsy and sturdy, somehow at the same time. It bends in ways branches shouldn't bend. It launches you to the heavens 1 minute, and betrays you like a medieval trailer the next. And that's the charm, I guess. It's unpredictable but consistent enough that every mistake feels like a fault, and I hate that. See, there's something evil about games that make you suffer while convincing you it's good for you, like some twisted self-help book where the lesson is failure builds character. When I first loaded in, I figured, okay, this will be like getting over it, and I was right, except this time I wasn't stuck in a pot with a hammer. I was a full-bodied character with a glorified stick. That stick, branch, is the star of the show. It's got this strange elasticity to it, like it's alive. You push, pull, twist, and it responds with this unnatural flexibility, almost taunting you. You can tell the developers knew exactly what they were doing. Every inch of motion feels deliberate, but just barely enough to make you doubt yourself. The physics, spot on. Too spot on, honestly. It's the kind of realistic movement that makes you forget this is a game and start to believe your real life motor skills have somehow declined. You move the mouse wrong by a millimeter and you're back at square one. And yet, it feels amazing. That's the paradox of vaulting over it. It's frustrating as hell, and when you do something right, when you land the perfect vault and stick the branch just right, you get this rush of satisfaction that almost feels like redemption. The first few minutes were fine. I was climbing, learning the controls, feeling pretty confident. Then came the first fall. Not a big one, just a small slip, but it was enough to make me mutter under my breath. The second fall was worse. By the 10th, I was bargaining with the universe. That's when I realized this isn't a game about climbing, it's a game about ego. You don't just fight the physics engine, you fight your own arrogance. Every time you think, I've got it this time, the game humbles you, and it does it with a grin. The world itself is simple. Rocky terrain, floating platforms, some pretty textures, and a calm soundtrack that feels like it's mocking you. It's peaceful, almost zen until you fall. Then that peace turns into silent judgment. There's something hilarious about that silence too. When you're falling, there's no sound effect, no scream, just your quiet descent into shame. It's the kind of silence that makes you reflect on all your life choices up to that point. And then, you get mocked by the narrator. Every single time that you fall, he speaks. And that is the part I hate the most, because it just keeps reminding me of how bad I am at the game.
The pain is familiar, yet it will always remain fresh.
The demo isn't long, technically, but the length is relative to how often you keep falling. I spent over an hour, and I still didn't finish it. There's a final stretch, a section that I kept coming to, and I knew it was the end, but I fell, and I climbed again, and I fell again and again. It's like the game knows exactly when you're about to succeed and decides not today. I raged a little, a lot, but I couldn't stop playing because somewhere in the frustration you start to enjoy the chaos. That's the secret sauce here. The pain is part of the fun. Every time you fail, you learn a little bit more. You start figuring out how the branch reacts to certain angles, how momentum builds, and how you use it to your advantage. There's a rhythm to it, a weird, almost meditative rhythm hidden underneath all the screaming. And I seriously think that vaulting over it has the potential to blow up in the streamer world. This is pure content fuel, rage, redemption, suspense, and accidental comedy. It's got everything. I can already see people like Ludwig or I Am Speed going at this game for hours, yelling at the screen, breaking controllers, then laughing 5 minutes later. It has that perfect formula. Pain, that's fun to watch. You don't even need to be good at the game, in fact. It's better if you're bad, because the worse you do, the more entertaining it becomes. But make no mistake, I was terrible. There was one point where I somehow launched myself backwards, not just a little, all the way back to the tutorial area. I just stared at the screen and didn't say a word, just sat there in silence, contemplating whether uninstalling counting as self-care. But I didn't, because this game does that thing that great games do. It keeps whispering, you were close, you can do it again. So I did, again and again. The funny part, the more I failed, the smoother it felt. The controls, once chaotic, started making sense. The branch, once my worst enemy, became an extension of my will, or at least my stubbornness. You start developing this connection with the game, this unspoken agreement. I'll keep trying if you keep being just fair enough to make me believe I can win. The balance is what makes vaulting over it special. It's not cruel for the sake of it, it's challenging sure, but never cheap. Every fall has a lesson, every mistake feels earned. And when you finally get a clean jump or a smooth climb, it's like the game gives you this tiny nod of respect. Okay, you did good. For now. Visually, it's simple. The colors pop just enough to keep things interesting without distracting you from your inevitable doom. Performance-wise, it runs perfectly, smooth frame rates, responsive inputs, no major bugs on my end. It's a small demo, but it feels polished, which makes me more excited for what the full release could look like. Different levels, new biomes, maybe some creative hazards to spice things up. The foundation is there, it's already fun, and painfully so. I've already seen people speedrunning the demo, and it's insane. They treat the branch like a weapon, swinging with precision and grace that makes you question if they've ascended to a higher plane of existence. Watching them makes you realize just how much control the physics system actually gives you, if you're patient enough to master it. And that's why I think vaulting over it is going to stick around, not because it's revolutionary, it's not, but because it's honest. It doesn't pretend to be anything it's not. It's not a cinematic adventure, not an open world epic. It's just brutally hard. A weirdly beautiful game about climbing with a stick. It knows what it is, and it's proud of it. When I finally closed the game, I sat there for a bit. No music, no noise, just me and the lingering sound of my own frustration. And honestly, I was smiling, because even though I didn't beat the demo, even though I fell more times than I can count, I had fun. Real, genuine fun. Not the kind you get from finishing a mission and unlocking an achievement, but the kind that comes from overcoming something that kept knocking you down, even if I didn't actually overcome it. So here's my way too early verdict. Vaulting over it is infuriating, brilliant, and weirdly addicting. It's the kind of game that will break you down and make you proud for putting yourself back together. It's not a AAA game, it's raw, personal, and unapologetic. And if this demo is anything to go by, the full release could easily become the next big rage game, right up there with Getting Over It, Jump King, and Only Up. So yeah, I hate this game, but I'll probably play it when it fully comes out.